Right, so I've just got it recording. Can you maybe go through those 3 points again, just quickly? You saying inbound versus outbound. You've had a look. So you went back and had a look at all the clients or all the prospects that you've dealt with, and you're finding a pattern between them.
Yeah. So what I found out is that I can get clients both ways, but those that come to me, the inbound strategy, brings me people that are aware of how Google Ads work. They want to work with me. They see the value. And they just don't want to do it themselves, or they just can't. Versus the other group, the ones that I reach out to, those are people that didn't really think about Google Ads, or they thought, but they don't understand that. They didn't plan to do that. They didn't want to spend money now, and I'm reaching out to them and ask for money. So it takes a lot of time to close this type of clients. It takes a lot of time to educate them. And after all, they don't seem to be like long-term clients. They don't see the value. They just do it because it sounds good, but then it doesn't work out straight away. So they get a lot of doubt about that and just want to quit. So yeah.
So on that point, so I've made some notes about the inbound versus outbound. I heard, it's a guy, Blaze Brosnan. You probably heard me quoting him quite a lot. So I went on a course probably 10 years ago, maybe more now. And it was lots of other business owners on the course, or people and I remember there's a guy sat next to me, and he was a lawyer, and he's just gone out on his own, and he was like, how long do you spend on a prospect trying to convert them into a client before you decide I've spent too long and I need to move on? Yeah. And I was like, oh, okay, this is a good question. So I like perked up, and Blaze said, your job is to find out as soon as possible whether they see the value in what you do or the cost. But it's literally it. Do they see the value? Like, so when you say I do X, Y, Z, and they go, sorry, you do what? And their eyes go bing, money, 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 then that's the kind of person you want to speak to. But when you're talking to somebody and they go, how much does that cost? How much is this? And they're just looking at the cost of it. He's basically saying, as soon as you can figure that out, you either keep engaging or you move on. You just say, look, maybe this isn't the right time for you, or whatever. You just do it politely. Maybe you can try this. I suggest maybe trying Facebook groups, or trying this, or trying that, to get yourself going. And but anyway, look, this is what I do. If you ever need that, circle back, blah, blah, blah. And then you just politely exit and keep going up the road, because somebody else, this is what he said afterwards, somebody else up the road will bite your hand off. Yeah. So why are you spending all your time with this business owner trying to convince them that they need to do something that they hadn't thought of and they didn't know about? And in my experience, yes, when you do convert those into a client, and then after the first month, they're still like you managed to persuade them with your silky talking and pictures and that and whatnot. And then at the end of it, they were like, no, I don't think so. So they really shouldn't have become a client in the first place, I think. And for me, that phrase, always be closing, doesn't mean stick with the one guy and keep trying to close them. It means, this person I keep moving like a shark that's always moving. I'm not going to stop. You're not interested. Nice to meet you. I know some guys who can help you with this, that, and the next. Make friends, and then just keep going. And if you keep doing that, you're going to speak to way more people anyway, instead of like getting bogged down trying to convince somebody. They're going to know what you do. And they're going to be like, either in the future, unlikely, but in the future, they'll be like, oh, geez, I know that lad. I'm going to do that Google Ads stuff. Or I must have a chat with them. But they're more likely to send people to you. And that's what's happened with me is I will jump on a call, and I don't care whether whether it's inbound or outbound. Actually, it's all inbound for me. But I would happily jump on a call for 20 minutes, half an hour. Typically, it used to be an hour, but I'm having to shorten it because I get so many of them. And half an hour is grand anyway. And I'll literally just try and help them. What is it you do? Oh, that's interesting. No, have you tried this? Have you tried that? I have no interest in closing, making it a thing. Just want to help them. And I leave it up to them at the end to go, so because you can see when it just kind of goes quiet. So if we were to engage you or to get you to do this, how, and they want to know the price basically at that point, but I leave it up for them. I leave it up to them to bring it up. If they're not going to bring it up, I'll just leave it as a nice, quiet, a nice conversation and say, look, great to meet you. Best of luck with this thingamajiggy. Let us know how you get on with the whatnot I've just told you. And that's it. And I move on. And that's me moving up the road to find the guy who's going to bite me hand off. It's not like I'm trying to find a guy. I'm literally in my wake, trail of destruction behind me. It's not trail. I'm just making friends, like you said. You said earlier that my goal is actually, first off, just to make friends with folks, and then see if I can help them with this, that, and the next thing. So yeah, that phrase, your job is to find out as soon as possible whether they see the value in what you do or the cost. And once you're looking for that, you will spot which side they're on.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of the beauty of inbound. God, I hate it when it becomes a strategy and like, you know, it's all laid out. But I suppose the insights I've had from doing it, that's a better way of putting it, is that if I'm in a Facebook group, I go in and I just go in to make friends. Yeah, lads, I'm also an Irish business owner, blah, blah, blah. How are you all getting on with this? And how are you getting on with that? Oh, God damn it, I broke my leg or my ankle. Anyone know, whatever. What do you do to rehabilitate it? And the physio will pop up and say stuff. So I'm just being a peer, P-E-E-R, like a member of the community. And I make friends. And then over time, it kind of will come up. Somebody will be like, oh, what does it do? Or maybe on the Friday, they say, here's the promo thread. Tell us what you all do so we can like tell other people. Oh yeah, well I do Google Ads. I just pop in. I don't put like a big image or a thing or a case study, or I just do those Google Ads. That's enough. Because like in a way, the less I put up, the less salesy it is. The fewer people. I want fewer people to go, whoa, hold on, there's a Google Ads dude in here. Andy, can I have a chat with you? Of course you can. Yeah. Anytime. No, well, not anytime. I then say, look, oh yeah, sure. I'm like, you know, once it goes to PM, like I've got one of those fancy calendar things. I put it like that because I don't want to look like I'm pushing more. Here, go and book yourself into my calendar, you peasant. I'm the king. You know, I'm just like, oh, I've got one of the fancy calendars. Just book in here. So that's like, so I like inbound, not for that reason. And like, yeah, inbound, you were saying before, is a bit random. You know, referrals can be a bit random. You're waiting, but I'm just swamped at the moment. And literally, it's just only in the last couple of weeks, 3-4 weeks, I've just got a bit more active in Facebook groups. In groups, I just joined them. So it's just brand new ones. They don't know me. They don't know me from the Fastlane forum. They don't know I've got 40 posts on Google Ads and I've been doing 10 years or whatever. I just go, oh, I do those ads. You know, really? You know? So. Okay, so I'm going to try and unpack what I'm doing there. I'll do that in a second. I just wanted to give you that little line. Find the people who see the value in what you do and not the cost. Always be closing. To me, means keep on going up the road.
Yeah.
Find the guy who's going to bite your hand off. So when you put out those little things, oh, I do this or I do that, you're going to start getting known as that guy. And you don't have to post a lot. You don't have this whole thing of popping into a group or a forum and then dropping big articles. That looks really spammy, you know. And I know, like, when I joined the Fastlane forum, I did that. I came along from another forum with like 40 articles. Well, no, it wasn't 40, maybe 20 articles, like quite long things that I'd written there. And that forum was getting shut down. And I was like, oh my God. So I grabbed them all. I was like, where am I going to go? Where am I going to go? I found the Fastlane forum. I was like, right, here we go. Boom, boom, boom. And like every day I popped up a new one. And I know, because I'm now mod and I can see the mod threads, that the red flags were up. They were like, this Andy Black dude, you know, my red flags are up for him and blah, you know, because I'd come in, boom, I was becoming in like a lead gen content marketing type of dude. But actually I'd come in with like my suitcase, go, oh, I'm gonna live here now. Here's all my stuff, put out all my clothes. And then I was sat back and I just joined in. And MJ kind of said afterwards, he went, well, he's still here. And that says it all. You know, like a month later, I'm still here posting and communicating and being part of the thing, part of the community. Yeah. So that, like, I kind of thought that people might have seen it like that way, but I didn't really care. I didn't care. I was just like, I'm here, can drop this stuff and then I'm going to make myself at home. But I do know, I suppose I do care now a bit more. Actually, I wasn't as aware of it back then, but now that I'm a moderator in the forum, and I see posts coming through or seeing stuff getting tagged, but mostly it's like stuff gets tagged in the forum and marked as potential spam if it's got a link in it. Yeah, especially if the person's got, I don't know what the criteria is, they've got less than X number of posts. And I can go in as a mod, and I look at all these reports and I look at them, and I can tell instantly who's spamming from the first word. the first word is that it says furthermore or however, or most of the time it's like you can see the spammy written stuff. And
Not
it's like
natural.
it's a big long article. It's not natural. It's a big long article that's probably copy paste from somewhere else. And in some ways, the more formatted and perfect something is, the more it looks like it's spam.
Yeah.
So, like I've just obviously figured that out over the years as a moderator in the Fastlane forum. So like when I just look at them, I go, oh, this is going to be spam. There's going to be a link somewhere. There it is, and I just delete them. They're gone. They're spammed out of the forum, removed from the forum. So put in that the reverse, if you were the group owner in a group, not just a group owner, but the other members, you know this as well. When you see something in a forum or a group and it's like 10 steps to do blah, 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 you're like, ooh, hold on. Yeah. Okay. Do you even want to read it? Like, what's his angle? Yeah. So it doesn't come across as like a community member, right? There are ways to do it that I've found, and some of them are okay. So this was what I want to hand the mic back to you, so to speak. I'm waffling a bit, but you said before I hit record that you're real curious, or you're whatever, interested in how I pop into groups, make friends, and then I end up getting leads from it. And I made a note of that because that was interesting, because even I hadn't thought of it that way. But that's what I do first. I make friends first. No, I don't pop in and then, here's my 40 Google Ads articles. Because like,
that's exactly what I'm interested in. Because the hard part for me, the hard moment for me, is when I join a group. For example, a group of electricians. They talk about electrician stuff, about tools, about suppliers, about different stuff I have no idea about.
Yep.
So I'm not really able to join those discussions because I have no idea what they're talking about. And then I don't really want to start posting my stuff about 10 steps to set up Google Ads and blah, blah, blah. Because they will see through that, and they will see that as spam as well. So I just joined the group. I know no one. I don't really see how I can become a peer. And so I do nothing.
Right. Yeah. No, and that's because you're joining a group of electricians where you aren't already a peer. You aren't an electrician or a trainee electrician.
Sure.
Okay. So when you join that, you are in your mindset, you're joining to try and get clients, electrician clients. Whereas the groups I've been joining, so I've just got active recently on Facebook. I'll try and figure out the timeline and go through it. But my calendar is just chocker now. I've got like call tonight, call tomorrow night of just people. I can't even remember how they've, like, which Facebook group they've come from, but they've ended up in my calendar, even though I've been PMing on Facebook Messenger, trying to push back, saying, I'm too busy with client work. I've got some courses. And they're like, I don't want to do a course. I just want to do it for me. I'm like, and then literally I've had some where I've just said, look, I can't. Like after my calendar got filled up, I was just started telling people, look, I'm just too busy. I can't take on folks. And they're like, oh, look, if you're ever free, I'd really like to blah, blah, blah. I'm like, that came after just the tiny little thing happened in these groups. And all right, so I'm going to like try and explain how I hate the way I'm not using groups. I'm just bouncing around. I consider it that I bounce around in groups, being an engager and a community member, and then stuff happens. And yourself and a few other people have been asking what I'm doing. That's making me think like, hold on, does everyone not do this? But obviously it's kind of one of the things I do, one of my superpowers that I haven't really thought about. One of your superpowers is something that you do that you think everyone else does. You think it's just normal. And when someone says, you do a really good job at that, and you go, what, do I? And it's just so normal to you. It's like breathing. So, but a few people have mentioned it. Okay, so if you think, like, also like in the Fastlane forum, I did the same. I did the same, but it's me. It's the same person. I have a skill, and yes, with the Fastlane forum, I kind of led with the skill by going, here we go. Here's my intro. Here's all my stuff, and then I was like, yeah, this is great. I love it here. Blah blah blah. And then I got just chatting to people. I didn't get made a moderator because of my Google Ads articles. There's plenty of people like really good content and experts and stuff. I got made a moderator because I just get on with people. And I also have a way of saying things that it's not it doesn't end up being a flame war. Somebody will say something stupid potentially, and I'll go, have you thought about doing it like this? Question mark. Give it to them right, and then I'd bugger off and leave them to it. So what happened recently in Facebook was I was in the Thinkific group. Thinkific is the software I use to host my courses. Yeah. There's about 12,000 people in there creating courses, and they're either paying for Thinkific, or they're on the free plan, or they're thinking of using Thinkific. Now, the reason I'm in that group is because I'm using the software, and when I get stuck, I'm like, lads, anyone? Well, I'll search first. Anyone know how to? Is it possible to do a coupon where blah, an affiliate and thing? And people say yes or no, and then I either go to support. Really handy, nice group as well. So I'm in there as a peer. I'm in there because I'm using some software and I want to know how to use it better. Or I might have a struggle with it, or I just see somebody doing really well. Go, oh, yay, well done you, your first sale, perfect. I remember doing the first sale was brilliant. Well, how are you going to get your next second sale and stuff like that? So I'm just a supportive member of the group, right? So I think that's important. Think about what groups you want to go to, because you're going to learn from it. Yeah, you are a peer. You want to learn how ActiveCampaign works, for instance. Maybe using ActiveCampaign or Wix. Maybe using, what tools are you using? What Facebook groups are there around those tools? So those are some immediate ones. When I was in that group, somebody posted something. I liked it. He messaged me to say, thanks for liking my post. I was like, oh, wow, cool. I said, I was like, oh, what post was that? I can't remember. And he goes, I can't remember either. I post so much. And I was like, we had a bit of a laugh. And it's only a few weeks later. Because he then said, all right, I have a Facebook group for course creators. Would you be interested in joining? I was like, oh yeah, of course, I'll join that. So I joined it. Right. So, and then he's got a program, $20 a month of his courses. And I joined that, and one of them was how to use Facebook groups to get more people into your Facebook group. And I haven't actually gone through it, but I'm like, yeah. What he did was like kind of smart. He posted something. It could have even been a reply. He might have replied, but whoever liked it, he then just pinged them. So there's a little, and said thank you. And I've been doing that in Fastlane Forum for like 6 years. Someone follows me or gives me rep, I ping them, just say thanks for giving me rep. Like I've said this tons of times, I did that just purely out of manners. It's like, oh, thanks. No, thank you very much. But what I'm actually doing then is I'm having a conversation with people who've already raised their hand a little bit. Yeah, they've expressed an interest in something I've written, and they've liked it, which is also a good thing. And then when I reply with a thank you, they're like kind of surprised and like, oh, that's nice of you to do that. I didn't expect that. I get that a lot. Whoa, holy crap, are you like replying to me? That's amazing. I liked your thing or followed you and you're replying. That's like incredible. So you'll get, by doing that, you're only then communicating with people who liked your stuff and are motivated enough to do something about it, like even just pressing the like button or reply. Then you just go to PM, hey, thanks for liking this such and such. Really appreciate that. And then you can have a little conversation about whatever that subject was. Yeah. I find that like when I increase my prices, that this happens and blah. What is it you do? I'm an electrician. Oh, I did a bit of it. Or I run a little agency for XYZ. I remember that happened on LinkedIn. There was some guy had posted something about how he was doing free websites, and a load of web designers came in and said, oh, you're ruining the industry for doing it free, and blah, blah, blah. And he was just kind of arguing, and I just messaged him. I didn't want to get involved in it. I just messaged him and said, mate, I see what you're doing. I think it's really smart, blah, blah, blah. We ended up on a call. We ended up doing a bit of business together. It didn't quite work, where I was trying to do the Google ads for some of his, but it's just like kind of, that's just natural, normal. It feels natural, normal to me. That, I think it's a good idea. I think what you do is good. And I just ping him just to say, mate, fair play to you. Ignore all them. And then he was like, yeah, aren't they? Oh my God, people are blah, blah, whatever. And then so we ended up having a little conversation. Right. So that guy invited me into his Facebook group of course creators. So I am a course creator. So I am a peer. Everyone else is a course creator. So I'm asking questions of like, well, hold on, if you got a course, would you do this or do that? Or like, what platform are you guys using? What's that new Zenler like? And like people, or is anyone using Kartra? Or right, so I'm literally asking questions that I have in my head.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I don't know. You think the best platform is good for hosting courses, crap for sales pages. I'm now at the pet stage where I want to get more, automated sales and blah blah blah. I don't think it's the best platform. I don't want to like build everything on it and find out that it's a bit crap. So I'm asking these questions. I'm then engaged. And then I spotted that Jono, the owner, then even said later on, Andy, you're such a great contributor. I was like, oh yeah, okay. That's what happens regularly. If I join a group or a forum or something, I am like top contributor that month.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm a top engager. I'm super engaged. I'm not always posting. I think it's different. If you're posting stuff all the time, depending on how you do it, it can look like you're trying to take over the group or you're doing lead gen or something.
Yeah.
But I was like, people would say something, I'd be replying with like quite a lot. Literally, somebody would say something and I would reply with a lot because I'm like, oh, I know how to help you. And then I just start. And I don't know what it's about. It could be, it's not, rarely is it about Google Ads. Rarely is it Google Ads. It'll be something else. And I'll be like, oh yeah, I've got that problem. I don't know whether to, create a free lead magnet or create a $7 one to get rid of like blah, what's your, yeah. So I'm doing this as well, but this is what has happened when I tried this and this is what happened when I tried that. And then I've got a conversation going with that one person, which is great because why did they post their little question or call for help is to get some help. So you engage in it and help them. You're making a friend there. Okay. But then the fact that it's in a group is everyone else can see that it's all happening. There's like, his group's got 1,300 people now. I think it was 800 when I joined a month ago. It's got 1,300 people and it's not 1,300 people posting. Obviously, a lot of people don't even see the post, don't even visit really, but there's a lot of lurkers just watching and reading and whatnot, and then occasionally liking your stuff. And I haven't followed up on that, but I could be like messaging them, oh, thanks for liking this such and such. Like, have you only got experience with the X, Y, Z? You're just making friends. Okay, so when I'm making friends with people in the group, think about also the group owner. What is their goal for the group? It's not to have this spammy group or a dead group. They're trying really hard to create engagement and get it engaged. Some of them are creating a post every day, like, what's your favorite XYZ or what's the best tool for it? They're just trying to get engagement in the group. They're also going through probably a course on how to create engagement with their group, and it's very easy to get on their radar. Super easy. Is to do what they want to happen in their group, which is to be a super engager. So like if they post something, you reply to it. No, I don't do this deliberately. I do this because I'm glued to my phone most of the day. No, it's because I've got kids and I can't work at the computer all the time. So I'll be making a cup of tea. They're playing outside and I've got a minute and put it down. It kind of looks like I'm always on damn thing. My wife thinks I'm always on damn thing, but whatever. Right. Yeah. So, but like you can do it in a few seconds. You can post something really short. Like if somebody does something, you think that's really cool. Just tell them that's really cool. I never thought of doing it like that. That's brilliant. I'm going to try this now. But don't just go, well done, that's really good, or that's really good. Just tell them why it's really good and what you're going to do different. Oh, wow, I never thought of, you see, hear even my tone. That's kind of how I write as well, I think. Oh, wow, that's amazing. That's brilliant. I hadn't thought of that. That's a really good idea. Where did you learn that? And, I'm going to try it with, what do you think I should do when my car's red? Should I do the same thing or should I do, so it keeps the conversation going anyway. Yeah. And that person who posted is going to like that. And then other people are going to start coming in. The group owner is going to spot it, So like, what's that for? If you want to get known as the XYZ guy, then you help people with XYZ and you be seen to help people with XYZ. But like, even before all that stuff, you just want to be known full stop that you're there. Yeah. And then you make friends and people go, oh yeah, look, his sound is really good. And then when you pop up later on, so I then popped up going, because it was a genuine question. I was like, I can't figure out what my niche is. Or if it even matters. I've been selling a course about Google Ads, how to get started with Google Ads. And I've got like loads of people who want to be Google Ads freelancers joining or buying. And I've got a few people, small business owners joining as well. And I'm trying to figure out, do I separate them? There's different markets. because some of the courses aren't relevant. You know, how to acquire Google Ads clients isn't relevant for the small business owner, etc. And then like, so John O, the owner of the group, he came in and answered, and a few other people answered. And actually John O then said, oh, I could be, I think I'm your target market because I'm running Google Ads and not, can we have a chat? So we ended up a chat and he's become a client straight away. So the group owner is a client. Then he's got a group of 13,000 PT instructors because he sells courses to PT instructors. And he's like, we could do a course for them, probably. I was like, okay. And I posted something into his group asking, look, what is everyone stuck on or something like that. But it was like, you know, if that was my first post, people would be like, who's this dude? But now I'm like a member of the community and people see me replying to everything. I'm like, oh, trying to figure out what's the best lead magnet or the thing for business owners for Google Ads. Or no, I don't think it was even that. It was like, I'm trying to figure out like who'd be interested in a workshop for Google Ads or something like that. And I had a few people go, me. Oh, I'd love this. Oh, this is perfect time, blah, blah, blah. So I messaged each of those. And that's how I've ended up with all these bleeding calls. Because some of them are like, I don't want the workshop. I want to hire you. I'm like, oh, no. Okay. But then John O said, oh, post that in my big group. I'm sure you'll get a load of traction. So I posted it. Nothing. Not a thing. Not even a like, because it was my first post.
Yeah.
Really odd. And I'm not a PT instructor either. You know? But so then he posted it, goes, oh, we're thinking of running some free Google Ads for a few people because I've just discussed it with him. We'll do it free for 5 just to figure out how it works. Then we'll create a course. Yeah, because we've got to get results first. And he got like 30 replies. Me. I want this, you know. So he's like, shit, I've got too many. Yeah. But like, so what I've done there, if you think about it, is I've got to know the group owner by being the kind of person he wants in this group.
Yeah.
And then eventually, like, because it's group owners of course, no, it's course creators, and I've got my course, and the whole thing is like, people are like, oh, I'm trying to figure out who my market is, and how do I say this? What kind of lead magnet do you think I should have for that? Have I nailed this market right? Is it too niche, too broad? And I'm like, there's loads of Google Ads owners, but not all of them know they Google people. Some of them are this, some of them are that. How should I just one blob of a course or just separate them out? And then people pop in, maybe this, maybe that, and then someone else is like, do you do Google Ads then? That's handy. I'm looking for someone. Yeah. So you see how it's all. I'm trying to write up, trying to give notes of what I'm doing. I'm not sure how you replicate it, but like, if I was to write it all down, it's like just go in to groups that you want to be in the first place. You don't want to be in a group of electricians.
Yeah.
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 But like, think about what is it you do all day long? Like maybe you like want to get better at Excel, or some other piece of software, or the web design, or maybe the graphics, or the whatever, all that kind of stuff. There's groups for everything. You get into some of those, yeah, and then have a ball, have fun, because your feed, whenever you log into Facebook, that's why I'm like on Facebook all the time. It's like my feed on my phone. My feed is, I've got the newsfeed eradicator on my desktop, so I don't see it, but I have seen it on my phone. But it's full of interesting stuff. It's just all interesting because it's all the stuff in the groups I'm in that are all interesting. Of like, you know, I've just released a course and I'm going to just, oh my God, right. Then I can't help it. I'm replying. Yeah. And also, yeah, I think I'm in about 120 groups over the years, but like most of them, I just don't even get any, nothing shows up in the feed. I'm not active in them. You know, you can pin 10 things to the top. So I'm constantly, the ones I'm active in, I pin them to the top and I turn off notifications for the others. I don't leave them. It's easier just to turn off notifications, I suppose. I suppose I could leave them, but so I suppose there's only a handful that I'm active in. So I don't spread myself across too many, but it's the stuff I'm really interested in at the moment. There's stuff about growing Facebook groups. No, not Facebook groups, just using Facebook, growing audiences on Facebook. Not that I'm actually trying to do that, but if I can figure that out for me or clients, that's an extra string to my bow that I can sell to people, but then it can help me as well. So I'm like, that's interesting. Then there's another lady, there's 2 of them about Facebook. One about memberships, growing a membership. And that was funny because like the guy, he's trying to get it going. And I'm like the main responder. So I'm on his radar immediately. Like, there's only 300 people. If you go into a small group, I think, like a few hundred, you can make a bigger wave You can really help them to grow it. Yeah. So it's almost like what's that phrase? There's a video on YouTube of some guy dancing at he's just dancing in the grass, and there's loads of people sitting down. He's dancing, and the music's going, and he's just dancing. And then one guy gets up and dances with him, and then another, and another. And they're on about okay, everyone's looking at the guy who's dancing on his own for ages, but it's that the first guy who got up to help him. He's the one who actually started it. He's the one who got it all to happen. So the person who's got the group is trying to make it happen. You could be that next guy, the first guy to get up and actually start getting it engaged. And you'll end up having conversations with those guys, group owners. And that's kind of what you want, really, is like have a conversation with the group owner so that they can, oh, you do Google Ads. Oh, wow. That would help our whole group. That would be amazing. Another thing I've been doing is there's another Facebook group of 2,500 Irish business owners. I'm in Ireland. I literally was like, I want to find normal business owners, not flipping marketers wrecking my head, all these ClickFunnels groups and all that. I just want to be in a group of normal Irish business owners. And I tried not to say what I did because I was like, ooh. I eventually got talking to the group owner. I think because she has like 150 a year to be in the VIP group. I was like, oh, okay, cool, better, less chatter, it's just more whatever, I'll do that. She said, what is it you do? I said, oh, Google Ads. She goes, I never trust you guys. I don't want to be funny, but I never trust you guys to do the online marketing. I'm like, oh, okay. But then over time, it took a few months, I did a workshop for her VIP group, free, like 90 minutes. I've done 3 months in a row. She's chatted to me yesterday saying, right, I've got a few businesses, like they're always asking me about anyone about Google Ads. And I want to get you some money now because you're doing all these free workshops for me. So what if you charge €100 for an hour chat? Because I said I would do these chats for free anyway. She's like, no. I asked one of them, said, how much would you pay for an hour of Andy Sam? She said, €100. So we'll do €100. I was like, okay, done, bye. And then if they're a premium member, maybe it's €60. Are you happy with that? Because then it'll encourage them to sign up to the premium. I'm like, perfect. Yeah, let's do that. Go for it. Personally, I could have said, well, actually make it 150 or 100 if they're a member, but we can change it later. It's all right. She came up with the numbers. I'm like, fine. I would have done it free anyway because I'm an idiot. Yeah. And she's like, you've got to start help. You've got to, it can't be a charity. You've got to isn't that amazing? She's actually trying to get me work now. She's trying to get me paid. And then I was like saying, oh, look, the local enterprise office they have all these courses for everything, but they never have the Google Ads. She goes, that's because they haven't got anyone in the Google Ads. Actually, I know somebody on that. I know someone high up in there. I might have a chat with them. Like, right. Because I've mailed them. Say, look, if you need help with Google Ads, and they just don't reply to me because I'm Joe Blogs. Yeah, but now somebody knows, and I've demonstrated a few things: my knowledge of Google Ads in the workshop, but also my personality. That I'm normal. Yeah. Once you get to know your personality, pretty much everybody's likable. Once you're chatting and presenting and whatnot, they just want to know that you're not odd. Yeah. Yeah. So that's just getting me busy doing these little workshops, and then I post into the VIP group and the other one like, guys, I'm thinking of doing a Google Ads boot camp to try and get people up and running. Who'd be interested? Not loads. I'm not after loads. I'm after the ones who are interested, and then I message them. Oh, right, kind of what format do you think, and blah, and and they're all busy, so I've just got to try and make it small and short and get them up and running. And then one was like, oh, I quite like these monthly things. I'm like, yeah, I think some people want to learn faster though than once a month. So that's what's happening with me for the last 3-4 weeks. And it's just, my head's fried now, just too busy. I'm overwhelmed because I'm trying to get away from client work and try and push a bit more to the courses, help the people with courses and have a bit of a breather. But no, the Messenger inbox is just flooded. My calendar's full.
Oh, wow.
And I think it's replicable. You can replicate it. That's the word, replicable. Because I went into these groups and nobody knew me. Yeah. they don't know my background. They don't know, you know, like in the Fastlane forum, I've got like so much content. People find it and they go, ooh, he's the Google Ads guy. But mine is like, I tell people, oh, I just do Google Ads. If they're like, so what does everyone do? I go, I do those Google Ads. That's literally what I write. I do Google Ads.
Yeah. I have a question about those workshops. Who was the one to bring that up? You or the lady?
Which one? Sorry, a question about the what? The workshops.
Workshops, yeah.
She brought it up.
Okay.
Yeah, because she's always trying to figure out how to add value to a group. And this was before COVID happened. She was like, would you do a workshop? And she was trying to sell it to me like, you know, if we got 10 people into the room and you did the workshop for them, you know, and we didn't charge anyone, like you'd likely get some clients out of it. So I was like, yeah, absolutely, because I like doing it anyway. But also, I wanted to just do a few to figure out, doing them live or when the Zoom, when you see somebody, you get to see how you say it and how it works. You know, which phrase or which story gets people to go, oh, I get it, and which are like, what are you on about? So doing it live really helps in front of people, or on a Zoom, you know, where you see people just going, head nodding. That's what you're after. You're after the aha moment. If you can sell people the aha moment where they go, oh, I get it now. Shit, it's not as complicated as I thought. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, I've had a small experience of this kind a couple of months ago in my networking group. Like I knew these people for months then, but I made a small presentation. Like sometimes we get 10-minute presentations of what we do and how we do. So I just showed them how Google Ads work. They knew that I do Google Ads, but they didn't really get interested because most of them don't really understand how that stuff works. So once I ran that presentation, like it was a handful, but a couple of people came up to me and said, yeah, let's do it. Like do it for us. We're interested. We finally understand what you do and how it works. So let's try it. We know we can. It may not work out, but let's do it.
Yeah, and I think the big ones with Google is people don't get it. They're like, but they will get it immediately when you show them because they use Google all the time. They're like,
exactly.
Oh, is that what's happening? Bing. It's very quick. Here's some more things that have happened. So just like, I think it was somebody possibly from the forum. He ends up being a client. He has a subscription box. He has his Facebook group of like 2,000 people trying to grow subscription boxes. I kind of joined it just, well, I think he might have even asked me to join just to whatever. So I was in that, not paying attention because I'm not building a subscription box. I'm not interested in subscription boxes, subscription businesses. Yeah. Then somebody just posted, does anyone know Google Ads, folks? And then he posts, the owner goes, oh, Andy Black, he runs our ads. He's really good. And then, so I got tagged. So I replied and go, oh yeah, thanks for the tag. By the way, must have a chat about YouTube and the thingy, you know, because I do. I can never contact him. There we go. Loads of, oh, Andy, and then I was like, oh, maybe I could do a workshop for you guys if you want. I'd be interested. The workshop, loads of people asking for workshops, right? But what happened there is group owner tagged me.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be the group owner. Obviously, if the group owner does, then happy days. But if anyone else tags you,
someone else brings that up, not you posting on your own.
Yeah. Right, how does that happen? That happens from you being a nice guy, first off, because they're not going to tag you if you're brilliant and you're like rude and a pain in the bum. It's just not going to happen. You just have to be competent enough. Actually, you know what? Like, you just say, I do Google Ads. And people are like, oh, really? They run over to you, right? No, not everyone, obviously. And you don't want to speak to everyone. You want the ones who go, you do what? I'm spending 10 grand a month and I'm losing money. I need to speak to you. You just have to say you do it. And there's some people they're saying, I'm not, like I know who taking my courses and they're like, oh, but I'm not good enough. I don't. Just say that you're studying it. Or I'm getting up to speed on Google Ads. I'm like, you know, I've been doing Google Ads for a little bit. I'm trying, don't use the word try. I'm getting up to speed on Google Ads. Yeah. Or I'm a Google Ads dude. I've got like 5 clients or I've done 5 campaigns. They don't have to say they could have all been free. You know, run ads for this, and this. Yeah. But again, you don't have to say that it's worked or not. People are like, you don't have to say anything. Like the other one is being on a workshop. I've noticed this when I'm a workshop, right? So the common theme is I'm a peer. I'm the same as everyone else. I've come on a workshop on LinkedIn for business. So I've come along to learn how to do LinkedIn for my business as well. Everybody's there And then the instructor says, right, before we start, can everyone just introduce your business, yourself and your business? And then so she has a better clue of how to do the course. And you just go, hi, my name's Andy. I do those Google ads. Obviously, but that's all I need to say. But I do those Google ads, you know, and I do that. I do those Google ads for businesses. So, you know, when people search on Google, you spot them. And you see some people go, oh, right, hold on. They'll catch you at the coffee break.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's my experience as well.
Yeah. So you've experienced this anyway. And there's 1,000,001 Facebook groups. So my suggestion would be get into Facebook groups that you want to be in. One's for local businesses in your area, because you want to know the local. When this COVID crap's finished, you want to be able to go for coffee with like a couple of guys or whatever. Just chat business and just get to know the local business community, etc. Brilliant. Who else might you want to help? There might be like web designers. I can't remember if you were already doing web design, but there might be web designers in your country. There might be web designers who specialize in electricians. So you go into whatever, I don't know, or agencies that specialize in electricians or something. Or there might be a group owner who specializes in helping businesses, helping freelancers create their agency to help electricians. So you might pop into there, but then you're a peer with everyone else. And then they're like, oh my God, I've got like the website and blah. Now they're asking for Google ads. And you're like, oh, well, that's what I do. Yeah. Exactly. So it's something that you want to learn, and you're a peer and you can be part of the community. And then, there's a bit of kissing a few frogs. Some of them are just spammy groups. But then you kind of observe them. It's like sometimes maybe the group owner doesn't want to be a spammy group. So maybe you can just turn it around. So that Facebook group I was in with 2,500 Irish business owners, really people are only just posting stuff like that. Yeah, look at these wedding dresses, or look at these kitchens we've just done. Look at the images. And you go, I'm not going to buy a kitchen kind of thing. But so I'd pop in and go, lads, what's one thing you need to do this week to class this for your business, to class it as a win or something like that, but phrase it better. And then people will reply. And then at the end of the week, it'll be like, right, anyone have any wins this week? And the group owner was like, I see what you're doing. Yeah. And I was like, is you all right me doing that? She goes, oh, yeah. I'm just too shy. It's like, really? Okay. So I might end up doing Facebook Lives in there because she's too shy to do them for her group to get the engagement, to turn it around from a spamming group into a kind of group that she wants to run.
All right. Yeah, I guess that's my biggest takeaway today, to pick my battles and not just choose any group, but that's the first one. And another one, I think even more important, is to join those groups to become a peer, not to find clients. Because when I join an electrician group, it's like, what do I post? How do I get visibility so that I get recognized as the Google Ads guy, so that I can help those electricians? But then I just can do nothing, because I cannot join the discussions. I have nothing to say. The only thing I can do is just start posting my stuff, but this will quickly get flagged as spam. That's just not going to work. So if I join the groups to be a peer, to become a friend, I'm not going to join an electricians group anymore, because I'm not going to be friends with electricians. Like, come on, maybe I can, but that's not the best way. The better way is to join groups about stuff that I'm already interested in, that I'm already a peer to those people, and start from there. But start with the mindset of making friends, not start with the mindset of who do I talk to get clients.
Yeah,
just talk to anyone and then see where it goes.
Yeah. I think that'll work for you. I can't see how it can't work. It's just, and you have fun. It's all about having fun, really. People spot that you're just enjoying yourself and so I'm all energetic about it, because I just find it all fun. It's just all, I get paid, so it's fun. I remember chatting to Rob O'Rourke, just messaging about it. He goes, yeah, it's like, we get paid to do this. It's amazing, isn't it? You know, as in just be bounce around in groups and whatnot and do our thing. Like, just, it's like I have almost tell people, right, hold on, I've got to go off and make a nuisance of myself in a few Facebook groups. So what I mean by make a nuisance of myself is like, I'm going to go in and just be a bundle of energy and engagement and then blah, and then bugger off again. go get me a cup of tea and have a dinner. I'm like, oh, but I literally tell people, I'm just going to make a nuisance of this. It's a joke because like, I'm not a nuisance, So it's about being like a super engager.
Yeah.
About being that, 80-20. It's not even 80-20. It's like probably 1% of people create 99% of the posts in a group or a forum, I guess. I've just had a guess, like just look at the Fastlane forum. If you become one of them, you end up on everybody's radar, but do it in such a way that, you're making it fun. You're making it a community that people want to visit every day. You're just trying to make that community. And like a lot of people want to own it. It's like, you don't have to own it. You don't have to own the community. It's like, I don't have to create my own group and then try and attract people into it, blah. I can just be in people's groups and be that second man. Someone owns it, the leader, the CEO, and somebody else comes behind, helps them achieve their vision. What's that Zig Ziglar quote? You'll have everything you want in life if you can help everyone else get what they want.
Yeah, makes sense. There was another thing that I find important that you mentioned, just to be the nice guy. I like to be likable, because I often find it out that when I join some groups, for example, a marketing group about Google Ads, there's a lot of people asking simple questions like, how do I get started? Do intelligent campaigns work, or smart campaigns, whatever they are called? And there's a lot of comments like, you idiot, it doesn't work, like, don't do it this way. No, you're the idiot, you're the one that does it wrong. And there's a lot of flame war. And if you become one of the 1% that one of those super engagers, but at the same time you become the likable guy.
Yeah,
I think it's way better than just those.
Yeah, exactly. I don't understand why people get into flame wars and rude and whatnot. It's like, hello,
what's the point?
What are you doing? But like that's not smart business. That's just like, who's going to want to work with you?
Yeah,
nobody's going to want to work with you.
I sometimes see people like, I'm running a big agency, I have thousands of hundreds of clients of big companies, and you're telling me that I'm doing it wrong, and then the flame wars even gets worse. So like, those people are getting, if that's true, what they say is true, like, how come? How is that possible? Like, you seem to be a smart business owner, but you behave like not smart at all.
Yeah, I know. No, because anybody can kind of succeed, get to a certain point, can't they? So there we go. Hope that's helped. I'd be really interested. Let us know how you get on with all that.
Yeah, it will probably take me some time to really put that into action, but it makes a lot of sense now. Like, lots of, you've helped me a ton, and I've got a couple of notes. Right.
Yeah. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll download this recording, put it into somewhere, because there's loads of people having the same problem.
Go ahead. If that helps anyone else, then just share it.
Perfect. All right. Nice to speak to you. I'll catch up with you later.
Okay. Thanks.
Cheers.
Enjoy the rest of the day. Bye.
You too. Bye.